global cooldown?
Not everything, but you need to use global. So whenever you have it, you should make a move, and when you don't have it, you maybe need to be a little bit more creative with the plays that you make, but when global is up, there's just no excuse for not finding a big pick, and it's going to happen right now.
They're going to spawn him, he swashbuckles to the creeps, which actually gives him a little bit of extra space, but there, he's going to get silenced, and eventually brought down.
It cost Boom
every but he dodges the hook shot. He's going to be spotted, but I don't think they can close the gap in time. The ice path just barely not in time.
That is why Taiga's nickname is "What Can You Do?" Sometimes you just miss.
Dyrachyo focusing on the tier 1 tower will have to rage away as the rest of OGF come. They brought this back for sure. That's, I mean,
that was a very fortunate
minutes.
swash, to be honest. Like,
yes.
That play got so much harder than it had any business doing because the perfect timing of the swashbuckle as Storm was jumping, and he had no way of knowing that. So just there. But also, again, Boom at least getting away from that is really great news for him. He's closing in on the Witchblade. Maybe he can solo Void with that plus global. I think because Void has Treads Midas, right? There's like Yuragi is very far away from any defensive item that's going to solve the global. He's probably going to go Manta after the Maelstrom, I would imagine, or BKB, one or the other. Till that point, I think Storm has his number, and they could even kill him with an Infest Bomb, I think, without global, as long as they have that Witchblade. Enough. Taiga is going to find Celery.
Indeed, inside the cogs. Ace is here to watch for the time being, but Dyrachyo pops the rage, and now the focus is on Taiga. Gets off the hook shot, and look at that range from Amar. They end up getting the support kill in the end as BTM gets off the hook. Doesn't want to go for the Rolling Thunder twice, but the Electric Vortex comes in. But you have to be careful to that Storm Spirit. The Infest into Ace with the trample. Not enough to finish off Taiga in the end as the Uproar procs. The cogs being used as a wall to be able to maneuver with this Rolling Thunder. That is going to be the death of Ace, and now the Chronosphere on his teammates, but the more important is on the Lifestealer, and Dyrachyo will fall as a result. Not the prettiest of plays, but OG still get it done.
I don't really know if OG could have done much more there. What I'm wondering is if there was a way for Ace to set that up better on the Primal, if they could have been quicker about it and gone on top of the Pango and then get the Pulverize off, but as we talked about pre-game, it is a hard Primal game. You really need to hedge your bets about how you go. We're going to see the replay here. So this is obviously one of the best matchups for Clockwork against the support. Crystal Maiden, super slow, can't really break your cogs very easily once she's in there. You kill her off. Now the Viper Strike going to go into Dyrachyo, forcing the Infest here. And this is where... So when this Storm Jump comes in, if Ace uses his spell combo onto the Pango, I think they actually could potentially kill him there.
Right here, the onslaught, and that is a lot of damage. Taiga is dead.
That'll do. Closing in on BKB now, Ace. We'll give him some more freedom, but it's not a guaranteed connection. You still, when you're pulverizing, you get countered by the Chrono, and you can get countered by Hookshot. So it's not one of those Primal games where it's just like, all right, BKB unlocked, I'm going to start crushing fools left and right.
Sure, who wants to fight here? Both sides, it looks like.
I think OG are a little bit timid. They don't have their Clockwork, and Global Silence is up, so that is a pretty difficult fight to take. And they also have the read that there's obviously Gaming Gladiator's vision there, because Pango got jumped in Fog. So I really like the call to not force that as Dire. The risk reward was just not good enough for you. So they're gonna chill. Wait for Chrono as well, worth keeping in mind. They didn't have that for that either, so probably even less eager to get anything done. But now that it is online and he has Maelstrom, perhaps OG are considering a move.
Tearing up the Infest ready to come, but the action's gonna start onto Stellar, who's just dead right off the bat. Celery. Maybe already activated from Ace. And Taiga, and the root keeps him in place, and Celery's buyback ends up being worth it. So double kill for Boom as Gaimin making a big fight for themselves, although BZM able to claim Tofu.
Pretty good from Gaimin. They're really getting value out of this Infest Bomb right now on that Storm. Getting that hyper kill, just negating Amar in that fight. He will have BKB probably in the next big fight though, so then I think this play will not be successful next time around unless Lifesteal gets a Desolator so they have enough in the tank to just bring him down right away when they jump in. Yeah, good stuff for Gaimin Gladiators. I think in a pretty good position here to proceed in the game, and obviously the BKB on Primal Beast, huge reveal there. Ace was able to create a ton of space in the fight, never got chronoed because Yuragi wasn't really there in the beginning and Clockwork was on the other side of the fight, so got completely free movement.
Yep, and for the rest of the item progressions, we can see that Dyrachyo
top tower
is
under attack.
essentially halfway to his Desolator. Be a huge power spike. What do you think of Ace working on? We've been seeing a decent amount of this, the Aghanim Scepter from Primal Beast. I mean, the first thing I think of is breaking, but it feels like it's been picked up consistently even without that in mind. Just a lot of damage.
I have to say, I don't have the best read on the when and why this exactly is good in a specific game, but I will say one of the major upsides to buying is that gives you the mana for Refresher, right? So when you do take this path, instead of like certain other heroes in order to get Refresher by Scotty, you're definitely not doing that. So it's kind of between the Axe and Shiva, and I think in this game maybe he feels like the armor from Shiva is actually not going to do that much because the enemy team has so much magic damage that maybe he's better off getting some more utility this way and then transitioning to Refresher. I think that's probably the line of reasoning. But I'm not certain when I would say the Scepter is better than Shiva, because I think Shiva is really good on this hero in general too, so. But anyway. Are those the 3 mangoes he started the game with? That would be hilarious. It might be. I mean, maybe it's just. I think they give region.
Yeah, of course, just a little bit. I'm sure it's really helped out a lot as.
Does break here.
They don't know what direction. It is daytime. Onside, he's on the wrong side. Tofu. You have the zip coming in from Boom. Electric Vortex is there. And he's going to easily be taken out, so a big pickup for GG.
Close to a time walk, but not quite. But that was global expended in half of Storm's mana pool, so maybe OG will look for something here.
Yeah, they're going to start out onto Ace. Already at half HP, pops that BKB. Viper Strike as well, attempting to TP out.
Not enough.
We'll be fine. But Celery, not so much. Again, the sacrifice, I think Gaimin is A-okay with that.
That was, I want to say, about 1/10 of a second away from a Primal Beast kill because Taiga just barely couldn't get on the other side of him to cog him for the knockback stun. So he did just get the BKB off on Primal there. With a level 2 hookshot, that's a kill 100%. Maybe if Taiga hits the angle a little bit better, he kind of got blocked by the creep on the left, so he couldn't find the angle there. And those things matter a lot. Like, that would have been a huge kill. It's the richest hero on the side of Gaimin Gladiators that OG just narrowly missed. They do get the CM as you mentioned though, and that was a dieback from Celery, so he's on the sidelines for a very long time.
That aura is going to be very missed right now.
Yeah, level 1 aura.
So. Ace cares about that.
He has his mangoes.
That's
Wait,
true.
where are his mangoes?
Oh.
Did he eat them all?
Yes.
He's got really hungry all of a sudden. Do you ever like shotgun mangoes, just like 3 back to back?
No. I'm surprised that's in the diet of a Primal Beast, if I'm being honest. Tier 1 tower is done. 3k lead now for OG. When it comes to the old Roche, Synderin,
yeah.
Who would you say has the advantage?
Probably.
Neither of them are like super Roche killers. What about like the team fight in the Roche as well?
Yeah, when Dyrachyo gets a Deso, it definitely gets easier for the Radiant to do it overall. But I don't know. I feel like probably OG, if you put me on the spot, like you have Battery Assault, you have the Disarm from Pango. It all adds up. Poison attack, lots of damage over time. The fight itself, I think it's completely down to global silence. Gaimin Gladiator's lineup can absolutely fight in any area of the map if they have vision and they get the initiation. If they don't, or global is on cooldown, I think things get a lot trickier. So Taiga opting to go Shard, I think pretty rare, I would say, that Clockwork buys this first item.
That's true.
But really valuing that vision that you get out of that jetpack. I generally consider Force Staff to just be a better item than this because essentially a lot of the times that you use Jetpack to escape, you could do it with Force Staff too. But what Force Staff also offers is it gives you more mana and you can use it on allies. But obviously the thing that it doesn't give is the
A
flying
jetpack.
movement. It's the flying movement.
You don't get a jetpack.
and it doesn't give style points, right? And style
Yeah.
points are pretty important on the TI main stage.
Absolutely.
Generally, the less you care, the better. So, Amar's the kind of player you want.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate, actually. I mean, there was a lot of questions when they were at their first LAN this year. How would they react? Because they're very good online. It's literally the same thing, right?
But then they had an interview with the coach, and he was like, I guess we'll win. And everybody was so inspired, they won the whole event. So
Can't blame them. This rocket flare will show that the Roche is being taken right now from Gaimin. You can see OG not that close right now. They're going to smoke up and try to contest, but this Roche is going down.
It seems like the purpose of this from Gaimin Gladiators is to bait a fight. I think they know that they're not going to get it in time.
Yeah, they back out for now. Uses the hook shot, comes in, will connect, but there's the global silence into the pulverize, so it looks like Taiga will be the first to fall. Gets off the cogs, and oh no, BTN stuck inside the cliff. Again, after the shield crack, finally finds his way to the high ground, and Celery will be the first kill on the side of OG with a buyback now into the Jakira, but there we see Yuragi with the Chronosphere, all on the lifesteal, and he is dead. 50 seconds of no Duraccio, and that might mean OG gets Roche, but we'll see. There's only a couple kills, but again, the lifesteal is the big one.
The fact that OG come out of that
After the
with
worst
that
rolling
result,
thunder.
like
Yeah.
double, he went from stuck to stuck with rolling thunder. Like
It happens,
we're
man.
gonna see the replay here of it. So good global, in my opinion. I think they have to kind of combo break here and get the clockwork out of the picture immediately, so they get a numbers advantage. That Panga roll, and then this hero has some of the funniest moments in the game, but they were still okay.
It is painful at times.
Yeah, Roche, very low.
It is low, but the hook shot onto Ace, and it looks like Yuragi's going to get the Aegis, no problem. Ace now cannot get out of the cogs easily. As a result, OG can pick him up. And now they're going to continue on. Boom. Pretty low on mana, but BZM pretty low on HP. So they reset, being happy taking that first Roshan for themselves. Now they're sporting that 4K lead. And the global silences, they've been consistently getting kills, but in like a Roche fight, like that was essentially, they popped it, they killed the support, and the support just popped back pretty much.
Yeah.
They don't stay dead very long in these. If you're just getting a support out the global silence, maybe not.
This has been one of the biggest downsides of the hero for a long time, right? Is that when you play it as support, global is such a huge part of what your hero offers that if you don't get a big payoff,
Yeah.
it's not the greatest. So I think, I mean, given the circumstances there, if he doesn't global, I think that hook shot just leads to a really problematic fight for Gaimin Gladiators. So he probably feels forced to use it, but it's like, I think that was a good global, but it was just because he had to. He doesn't want to use it like that. So
fights for its life.
you want to, in this game, you want a global to kill Faceless. You want a global to kill Pango when you get that jump off, but you kind of have to kill them in the Storm Stun because Pango has the Yules into Blink and Void has the BKB.
We should mention Tofu
Things are
does
getting harder and
have
harder.
4 staff, and Celery's working on one for himself now as well.
Yep.
So just having these options for the cogs,
Yep, you need
important. Best.
Celery.
But here's some initiation from Boom. Look at the burst damage. Global Silence is there for the Yuragi. Pops the BKB and the Chronosphere. Trying to focus down Celery to start things out. They'll get him relatively easily. Now Duraccio gets destroyed. Nietzsche gets credit for that, and Boom able to zip away. And Taiga, no hook shot here. So Boom is fine, but initiation from Gaimin looked good initially. Not able to find themselves a kill, though. And that was still either way on an Aegis holding Yuragi.
They didn't have Ace as a part of the play either, right? So they were lacking that bit of damage and teamfight control that Primal Beast offers. But sometimes it is like this, that Primal Beast either, I'm not sure if that exact moment, if he was pushing out bottom, because if you're all 5 heroes missing all the time, your plays get really telegraphed. Sometimes you have to show a core to give the enemy team getting out of position or feeling safe when they're not. So it's understandable that Ace is maybe showing here bottom, but it's just a tricky situation when their lanes are this pushed in bottom and mid. Like you gotta take care of that when you're making the play as well. It's hard. And OG's counterplay just again showing
Radiant's top tower is under
proving to be too strong.
Yeah, up Yuragi. He might use the Aegis here. Nope, time walks, he's fine. And now a lot of mana missing from Boom. BZM. Looking at Rolling Thunder. Celery, he's going to be spotted and easily brought down from OG as Ace gets action. Now the zip in from Boom. It's going to be an best bomb. They're going to try to focus on Yuragi to get him. That's life number 1. But the Storm is already dead. We see the uproar Aghanim Scepter from Ace doing massive damage as he secures himself a double kill. But now all onto Dyrachyo. Gets bashed up, gets brought down, and it looks like Ace is next on the list. Obviously uproar one more time. Oh, he actually gets a nice polarized triple kill for him. And eventually brought down to Yuragi's hands.
How the hell did he get an ultra out of that?
Man, I love that Aghanim Scepter.
I have to say, it's kind of winning me over right now, that X.
I mean, in Aghanim's Labyrinth, that's the hardest parts. And
that was a pretty strong fight. He did more damage than his entire team combined in that fight.
Absolutely. But that, I mean, that is an issue, right? Because you're losing the lifesteal and the Storm pretty early in these fights. See the replay here.
Yeah, so Maiden dead straight off the bat. And that's a very nice use there from Misha of the Psychic Headband to push the Primal Beast away a little bit and buy some time. This connection is super good though. Really isolating, killing Viper. I think he had 1 second cooldown on BKB there, by the way, Amar. So could have been a very, very different outcome if that had happened 3 seconds later.
The uproar is going to feel real good. Oh, yeah. Into the pulverize as hookshot into live. Taiga. BZM is here to try to help.
It's disarmed there.
And Gaimin just disengaging a bit as, okay. Celery with the freezing field just wants to hit the R button this game. Understandable. Pretty hard game to get that off, honestly.
He doesn't use it. I think Taiga was actually trying to bait. He still had stick and mech ready. Wasn't expecting the freezing field damage to pop off there, I think. Wanted the Storm to have to zip to finish the kill, and then maybe they could have made a counterplay. Not worried about it.
What do you think of open wounds being picked up? Like an actual perk.
Oh, yeah,
a lot of times, lifesteal, you get it off of Roche. I mean, against high HP targets, it's extremely good because it's percentage based for each proc, but they don't. I mean, the strength here they have is clockwork, so a little bit odd.
I guess it helps him stay on top of targets and
extra lifesteal.
He becomes a little bit less less dependent on Storm Spirit constantly. I think for the most part in these team fights, Dyrachyo has been kited really hard. We've talked about all the counters to Primal Beast. They're counters to Lifestealer for similar reason, right? Viper Strike, Cogs, Hookshot. If you have this shard, maybe you can stay on top of a target or at least reconnect on them later in the fight. It's a relatively small price to pay for the opportunity that it could offer you, right? But yeah, obviously you would rather get it from Roche, but that has not been happening for Gaimin in this game.
Yeah.
Hookshot.
Taiga finds Celery again.
Still doesn't
Mars in the area to help finish the job. Short kill as Boom. It's going to be seen here from Misha, but pretty hard to catch that Storm Spirit without either. I mean, they have Ice Path, Chrono, and Hookshot.
That is quite possibly the worst Gauntlet challenge I've ever seen. You get Hookshot by Clockwork, isolated, and you don't have Force Staff, and then you challenge him to a duel as Crystal Maiden. I think you cannot use the Gauntlet any worse than that. Very good from Celery. He knew that he was doomed. I mean,
Celery, he's a memer, so.
You're 31 minutes in and you don't have Force Staff on Maiden. He's having such a hard game. He had the dieback earlier we talked about. He's just been dying every fight. 11 deaths here.
Oh, we got the zip in onto Amar, Dyrachyo. The BKB from Amar, he's going to try to walk away, and the rest of the team is here. The bash comes out of the swashbuckle, but now the global silence in retreat for Gaimin, but the Yule Scepter, Boom, out of mana, and brought down again. OG punishing everything that Gaimin is attempting here in this game number 2.
Amar's just so tanky. This is his standard Viper build. He tanks up. Dragonlance Scotty. 3k health, 25 armor. Lifestealer doesn't have the damage.
Yeah, Dyrachyo is gonna be jetpacked on, and Bash comes out from BZM, gets off the open wounds, but it's not gonna matter. He is caught out. And 2 big kills for OG. They can try to extend this lead now. Of course, Roche, we won't know when he'll spawn for the next 30 seconds, but they do have very good presence on the map, does OG.
Yeah. And Silencer's early efficiency is really starting to fall off now, right? Because this is what usually happens with the hero. Enemies ultimately get the gold to counteract your global. If you're not very farmed and have a refresher yourself, you can't really offer the same dangerous utility in the fights you could before.
Or you survive until you get tier 4 items, and then half of them will dispel global silence.
That doesn't help either. But Silencer has come back into the meta after a long drought, primarily because one of his biggest weaknesses in the past was his laning stage just wasn't as good as it used to be. And he got buffs in that direction that a lot of the times makes it worth it. Even if, because global is an incredible ability for a decent portion of the game, and the downside isn't as significant as it used to be with the laning stage.
Yeah.
But now we're reaching that traditional state of Silencer that happens pretty often in this kind of game, where you feel like you're one button more or less, and you need to use it perfectly.
BZM has the
hard
dream
spell to use
right now. He's got Ags, he's got Shard. He has the 2.5 second shield crash talent at 15. He is doing a lot. He even has the Brigand's Blade, tier 2 item that he's going to still hold on to because it's that good on this hero. He's going to do a lot of damage in these fights. As long as he's able to get off the Rolling Thunder, he is going to be very fearsome. Smoke from both sides. Boom. Is being, he's infested on right now.
I foresee the Radiant's top tower.
I mean, we should say one downside to infest bombing is that used to be the way to play this Storm Nakes combo from back in the day. You're not getting the HP benefit, really. Like, it's not a save. We've seen that from the group stage, how powerful that can be.
That's true. Yeah. If you're always engaging with infest, it never does anything else than that, right?
Yeah.
I will say, though, the way these fights have played out most of the time, I don't know how much of a save it would have really been.
Probably not.
Most of the trouble, regardless of an extra 500 or 1,000 health, however much it is, depending on level.
Okay. They are going for the old Roche. It's already at half HP. And I don't think OG's going to get here in time, so this is going to be a nice sneak.
That is really, really important, actually, for Gaimin.
Dyrachyo regretting buying his shard now. Although Boom will take it, that's a very good one as well.
They put the Aegis on Lifestealer, not on the Storm. Generally considered one of the single best Aegis carriers in the game because of that full mana pool you get back, but...
That is interesting.
I don't know what the logic is here, because a lot of the time when you put Aegis on Lifestealer in this like Lifestealer Storm combination, it's because Lifestealer's going to go and hit high ground, right? That does not seem possible in this game right now.
Yes.
I think you have to find team fights, and that's where I like it more on Storm, probably, so he can play more YOLO, just jump in, expend his mana pool, get a second life, and try again. Cover, you've got Greaves on clock. Tango's got
Yuragi, he gets initiated on.
Okay.
He gets blown up from 100 to 0 instantly.
Like I said, they don't have the damage, Shannon. It's one point right there.
If they're able to use... Yeah, the shard does a lot of damage from Boom, of course, but... And like I said, the open wounds, it does percentage-based damage. No matter how tanky you are.
Yuragi was really surprised to die there. His 3k health and a Titan Sliver just died in the vortex. Crazy. Obviously, Boom with the level 20 talent has that longer vortex, so helps out. He's eyeing up a BKB now, has the Axe. Yeah, don't count Gaimin Gladiators out, even though it looks hard, because that Roche could have potentially changed everything. I think a little bit of a blunder there from OG. It's easy to say from our perspective that that is one they need to defend, but just didn't have the read at the right time that it was happening, and now Gaimin Gladiators...
structures are fortified.
Foot on the pedal, just straight down to bottom tier 2. I don't think OG are interested whatsoever in trying to defend this one.
I will say, even though... I mean, we're seeing them actually hit buildings with his Aegis, right? So that, like you said, having that in Lifestealer does help. And that's something that they did not take advantage of last time, is when they got the Roche, they're not able to do anything with it, as the Macropire used. Slow down Ace, but he's going to be fine.
And he was eyeing up the Shivas, but he changed it now to Refresher.
He gets hook shot, and the Cogs back in, but the zip in. Oh, the instant bash onto Boom. He has to use his Yules just to keep himself alive. We'll have to zip away now. Swash after the zip in. from the Storm Spirit. It's a little bit unfortunate for Gaimin, but they don't lose too much.
I believe the math on getting that.
Buyback from the Silencer just to get the global silence off, and now the Pulverize coming through as well. Double kill for Duraccio, as Yuragi wants to try to fight, at least trying to get the Crystal Maiden. He'll do so.
His ability.
Time walk back out. Not a whole lot of mana to speak of now onto the Lifestealer, but he's got that Ghoul Frenzy, Cinderin, which is all he really needs. He gets hookshot though, so Taiga gives himself enough space to walk away. This Diffusal Blade is being very annoying on the side of OG against Gaimin, but Gaimin coming out on top of another fight here.
There is still Chrono. That was never expended in that fight. Global Silence on cooldown here from Tofu can't protect against Void going for that if he wants to, but yeah, pretty good again from Gaimin Gladiator. Sure, you use your Silencer buyback, but I don't think that was too terrible. Aegis, however, only 1 minute left, so I think they would